Hello and welcome back to TEW 2016, the branding solution, and we are here with Smackdown. We now have our 5-week run to WrestleMania, and as we know from last week, the main event is going to be Sasha Banks and Charlotte challenging for the Women's Tag Team Championship against Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, as they want all the gold. Because Charlotte's aiming for the Intercontinental at WrestleMania, and Sasha looks to retain her Women's Championship. But we're going to start with our pre-show, and we give G-Next a win, just to pump some of my tag team's motivation. And we gave Bayley a win over Nikki Glencross. There is a chance Nikki or Nicole will be Nikki Cross and coming to the main roster after Mania. I like using the people I actually know, and she's been quite entertaining in NXT the last few months. Naomi, Taryn Terrell and Lou pick up a win. It's just trying to promote them to get some wins. Nothing else in this. And Aaliyah picks up another win, and Ludark continues to impress or improve. We'll say improve, not impress yet. Natalia picks up a win, and there's some good chemistry with Leda Tapa, so there's some potential there. We have a complete throwaway 5-on-5 here, where I gave Dana Brooke the victory. Dana Brooke outshot everyone, which is scary. It's a mixture of my NXT talent, so we have Dana and Sonata, Thunder Rosa and Angel Rose are the only main roster people in this match. And only Joyce O'Brien improved, so maybe her punishment is working. I gave Oscar a win over Kaylee Ray. It's a bit of trying to promote Kaylee Ray in there as well, but I know of some big name star. And my main event is Ember Moon picking up a win over Makoto. Always reliable Makoto, and Ember Moon not in a match this week, so give her a pre-show match. I feel I am slightly short on faces. So we're going to jump into the main show now, which I'm surprised got that good a rating. We have Sasha and Charlotte cutting the promo on how they're going to beat Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, only for those two to come out and fight back against this, saying how long they've been the women's champions. It's been probably since June or July they've been women's champions, so they're not a shabby tag team. They've beaten all comers, and they're not going to stop now. At 86, I'm happy with the start of the show. We gave Leve Bates yet another win, as we are trying to give her a bit of a push to the in and around the Intercontinental level, I feel. We go backstage and we have Oscar and Bayley cutting promo on the two people they face at Mania, Charlotte and Sasha. I'm just trying to keep them relevant for this. We then move on to Alicia Fox beating Eva Marie. This match was the last one thrown in for the show. For a bit more time, I think. We have a video package for Taylor Hendricks and Ruby Riott. I have now changed her name to be Ruby Riott. And we then have them pick up a win over Brooke and LaRue. We can see they are getting better. So this is working for what we want it to be. And they then cut a promo saying that they want that title shot. They beat Billie Kay and Peyton Royce a few weeks back thanks to a few distractions, but they got a win on their debut against the Women's Tag Team Champions. so they want a title match now. We gave Nia Jax another bit of a squash match over Alexa Nicole. It does all it needs to do, this match. And the idea is Nia Jax trying to beat down Alexa, and then she calls out Ember Moon for a match. She challenges her to a cage match so nobody can escape. And we've booked that for next week, so we're going to have Nia Jax and Ember Moon inside a steel cage, as the last match ended with a count out. And that's got a good rating. I'm actually quite happy with that. And we threw Bad and Beautiful into a match just to give them a win. The Jet Set are a great chemistry tag team, so they're literally around at the moment. Job. It's until I can see something I really like the spark of, they're going to just be doing that. I think that's fair enough for them. And Edge tells them that they will get a tag title shot. It's just going to be down the line, and after we see what the result of tonight's is, we may make a multi-team match for WrestleMania, or we'll just make it a couple of weeks down the line, because putting them on the WrestleMania show is a bit risky. Evie, just gave Evie a win, continuing to give her a little bit of a singles push until we find a real out for her. We see Paige and Becky talking to Mickie James, looking to recruit for their match for WrestleMania. At the moment, both sides now have 3 members. Paige technically can't fight at the moment. She's got a little injury, but she can do the angles. But she will be back for WrestleMania. So we're going to build up. I'm probably going to go with a 5-on-5. I just got to work out who I want the last 2 for this team to be. And the other team. I'm kind of in the middle. I don't know who I want to include. And to prepare for this, Becky and Mickie James team up, and they pick up a win over Emma and Nikki Bella, which I think is a nice, tidy win without being anything fancy. But afterwards, Alexa Bliss joins them. And we have a 3-on-2 attack on the faces, just to continue their point. I gave the New Nightmare another victory as I'm continuing to give them a potential push. I've got 3 tag teams, including SAS and Heartbreak Express. We've got 5 teams that we're really trying to give a chance to. So we're just putting them together. New Nightmare's technically still unbeaten since put to the main roster, so we'll see where this can go. We then move on to Bayley, just giving Billie Kay and Peyton Royce a bit of a pep talk before their match. You can see her trying to explain the weaknesses of both Charlotte and Sasha. Nothing really fancy, it's just they are a little bit of a faction that I never really used. So I like this. We then throw in another match of Carmella beating Mandy Leon. Mandy's someone I could give a little push to. Carmella is in the middle of hers. And Taryn Terrell comes down, runs down to the ring to stop Carmella beating Mandy Leon down anymore. So we're just building up to their match, which may happen next week or the week after. Or we may save their showdown till the pay-per-view after Mania. And in the main event, this was always going to be a bit of a risk. The Forgotten Generation defeat Sasha and Charlotte when Asuka distracted Charlotte and Sasha got distracted by Bayley. Yes, this was not going to be the greatest of matches. It was always going to be a risk. I did say they were going to get the biggest victory of their career after what happened a couple of weeks ago when they weren't happy about losing to technically Flawless. This was always going to be the payoff for that match was 4 weeks planning for them to beat Sasha Banks and Charlotte. But they didn't like it, so they got the win. They're going to keep their titles. And afterwards we just have a showdown between the 4 main women of the show. This isn't going to be a great show. It was always a risk. We got a 74. Okay, yeah, we took too many risks here. We didn't want to use Bailey or Oscar in matches on the main card, and we had our main women face. This is showing the difference of if I put the Bucks or the Briscoes versus Punk and Styles, we would probably get an 80-90 match. If we put Big Cass and Enzo, we would get a slightly better rating. So there is a big divide in my main attraction with the women and the next level down. It's going to continue to take time to build up. But we'll head back to the main screen and see what else has happened. And we are back to the main screen, so let's read the news. Wrestle 1 is all but doomed. That's not good. Shall we try and do something randomly stupid? They've agreed to let us take them over. Wow. We would have to pay 130,000. Do we want everything? Do we just pillage everything? Haven't really pillaged before. But they're not exactly the biggest thing. It will get closed, all contracts cancelled if they're more popular. You absorb some popularity. What should we do? They actually have a full event, which I really like. So I'm going to turn them into a developmental. So I'm continuing to build some developmental. They're pretty new. It's good because we get some popularity in Japan, which I think is always helpful. And if we look at some of the more popular names, shall we see Tajiri? We all know Tajiri. Ultimo Dragon is in here. He had a little spell with the WWE. I'm not very likely to use him, but it's still somebody. If I negotiate, I can sign people from these companies, so if you go to Taller Company, who's their most popular people? Dragon. Who's this? Slightly older, which is always the weak side of this. But never mind, we don't care. We just support the smaller companies. It helps us all. Relocate. Another contract. Bailey's opinion. Evie can't settle. Screw you. Let's see how good this person is. I haven't used her before from NXT, so a 1 year professional non-something, non-wrestler ain't gonna be around much longer. She'll be going. So there wasn't too much to really come from this. In all fairness, it was pretty simple. We can see that not many people are unhappy. We got 100 for the prestige, which is always good. Our storylines of Smackdown did shoot down. Nothing major there. Intercontinental is the highest. Who's hot and who's not? No women on that list. Rosa Mendes always top of that list. So yeah, I have made a decision that I'm going to do a draft in and around WrestleMania week, and I went to make some photos, but they just didn't come out very good. Mojo's the only one that ended up staying. I would like different backgrounds, but they're just not working very well. So they're probably going to stay as this. But we're going to have a little draft through WrestleMania night, and we'll see the outcomes post-Mania. I don't want to make a whole show for a draft. I didn't think it was worth it. I have completely randomised who it is. I have made no decisions of my own. The only decisions is I put the singles, every single name on different levels of the card on a roulette wheel. If one part of a tag team got picked, the whole tag team moved, unless it was a drawn out three that I was happy to separate. We won't be announcing any of these until the night of WrestleMania, where we will see some moments happen. But all I can say is it's actually fallen really nicely for a couple of storylines, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where they can go. We're just going to check that's gone right up thanks to that. They've been defending it quite a lot. They did actually win it in May, so not bad. Not bad at all. So we're going to finish the show. We'll be back next time with Shockwave on their go home show before the pay-per-view. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you around.